All right now, what I want to talk about is the power of audacity. Listen, to thrive in today's world, one has to have a certain healthy dose of audacity. There's no doubt about that. You know, whether you're a leader of a large organization, the owner of a small business, you are the leader of a family, you are a friend, a lover, a wife, a husband, at some point, there's a need for a certain amount of boldness, a certain amount of audacity. And I had my first real taste of a lesson about audacity as I was entering Cégep. I'm from Quebec City. In Quebec, we've got primary school, secondary school, Cégep, and then university. So around Cégep years, I'm given a test, a massive paper. We had to write a 30-page paper about audacity. And I thought to myself, first of all, I'm dyslexic. And I thought there is no way I can write 30 pages about one word, which is audacity. So I thought, what's going to be my game plan here, right? What am I going to do? We had about a month to do it. And I decided right off the bat that I was going to show what audacity is versus write about it. And so I actually thought to myself, okay, I'm gonna demonstrate what audacity is instead of writing about it. So what I did is I took a pile of, obviously a thick pile of paper. I decided on what my title was going to be. So my title was Audacity is ... I numbered all my pages, and in those days when I was typewriter, it wasn't like super easy computer or software. No. Typewriter. I typed what I needed to type, and at the end of the last page, I wrote ... this. And my plan was to hand in a complete empty white paper. So Audacity is ... 30 blank pages that are numbered, and then ... this. I think I'm bloody clever, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm done. Everybody is struggling through this paper, and I am done within day 3. Well, just about a few days before the paper was due, the teacher reminds, now I don't understand how I missed that part before, but the teacher reminds everybody that the grade of this paper will actually dictate if you are passing. Like it's a decisive factor of if you're passing your semester. Well, needless to say, I am now shitting bricks. I am freaking out, and that is an understatement. Now, if you know a little bit about me, you know that I'm uber responsible, uber accountable, and I over-prepare for just about everything, so on and so forth. So, of course, this was no like, oh, this is easy. Every day I was debating my choice, getting closer and closer and closer to the deadline. And then when he said that, all hell broke loose in me, for sure. So I came home crying. My mom, I had a great conversation with my mom. And I told my mom what I did. And actually, she thought it was pretty clever. However, she was like, well, Isabel, at this stage, what do you got to do? I'm like, well, I could like just not sleep for the next 3 days and just do it. And she's like, well, how do you think that's going to work for you? And I thought, it's not going to work. I'm dyslexic. This is not my forte. Let's put it this way. But now I'm between a rock and a hard place. So my mom says this to me. She's like, well, Isabel, right now, I think the best thing you can do is own it. Commit to your choice commit to the path that you've taken. And she gave me the example, if a diver goes to a high board, once the diver commits to the dive, they can't uncommit midway through. Death could occur. Right? It hurts. Water from a high height is like cement. It hurts. So she's like, at this stage, you just got to own that badassery. Own your decision. Commit. And so that's what I did. I handed it in blank. And so the next time the teacher came, gave the rates, not the rates, but the grades, gave the grades one by one. And then, of course, waited for me at the last bloody minute and had me stand up and had me say to the class what I had done. And of course, on my paper, there was F minus, A plus, there was all the grades possible. They were all written, circled in red on my paper. And so I was sweating, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna screw this up. Anyway, so he goes, share to the team, share to the class what you decided to do and why you decided to do that. So I had to now sell my idea. I had to position it in such a way that people will go, that was actually brilliant. And so I'm literally, I'm at that time deadly afraid of public speaking, and I was just shaking from the inside. I'm sure it showed. I'm sure I was like this, Anyways, but I made my case, and at the end, the teacher said, I know you, Isabel. I know how much agony this was for you to commit to this, and what you've learned from it, which, I learned that you make a decision with the best of your ability in the moment. And when you commit to that decision, it might lead you to a wrong path or a right path, but in the end, there's learnings. And so he said, I know how much you've agonized about this choice. It's definitely worth an A+. And then, of course, went on to talk to the class to not pull shenanigans like this. However, the point is, there are times in life, in business, where you have to position something and you're scared shitless. There's times where you need to pull out. You have to have the audacity to do something. Sometimes you have to have the audacity to pull yourself out of something that is killing you slowly, right? So the moral of this story is, I don't believe in regrets. Why? Because I believe that I make decisions, good or bad. I make decisions based on pros and cons and trade-offs of the moment. I make decisions with the best ability that I have and the most amount of knowledge that I have in the moment. Regret to me would mean that I've purposefully made a decision knowing, with all the information that I had, knowing that I was making the wrong one. Sometimes it's a gamble. I totally get it, right? It can't just be cut dry, black, yes or no. But committing to your decision, learning from them, and moving forward. What I've learned from this is that sometimes you got to actually do something crazy. And sometimes it's going to work for you. Sometimes it's not going to work for you. Now, people say, this worked for you, so Isabel, so of course it's cool. The agony that I had in that month, honestly, was probably 10 times worse than if I actually had written the Dawn thing, right? So have the audacity to say yes to what you want. Have the audacity to say no to what you don't want. And commit. Commit to your decision. Commit and own your badassery. Now, what are you going to go do? Go do one thing that you feel is audacious and see how you feel from that. Cheers.